Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of WORC Weekly here. This is a brand new podcast here. Some admins, not me, but some other admins came up with the idea. So we're throwing it together here, and we are joined here in the first ever edition by fellow owners Josh Patterson and Paul Granata and admin Henry Clappert. Henry's on the bottom left. I'm on the top left. Paul's on the top right. Josh is on the bottom right. So yeah, welcome guys. First ever podcast, first episode preceding the upcoming work season. So that'll be nice. And I've got my notes right here. So let's just get right into it, boys. Work is coming back. Starts Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, with the Keystone Corner GT3 Challenge coming back. Tuesday we have the LIMEADE Media Dirt Late Model Tour, and then Thursday the DYNAMO Designs National Series. Josh, why don't you start us off here? What are your thoughts on the return of work and how you've been feeling about it?
Well, I'm really excited. It's been a long off season, a lot of time for people to process what happened last year, and I think we're all ready, refreshed, and ready for the new season. I got three bangers kicking off the start of the year: the GT3s at Daytona Road Course, the dirt late models at Volusia, and the Xfinity cars at Daytona, like usual. So I think all three races are going to be a great way to start off the season, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, Paul, why don't you give us your thoughts on Work's return here?
I think it's a perfect time to be doing. NASCAR's going off, so now we got a set stone ready to go race. And I think, starting the season off at Daytona, rightfully so, is a great place to start. And I think, um, we saw it at the end of the season. Car count was very, very good here, so I'm excited to see it continue and maybe even start getting the bigger numbers. But yeah, no, I'm excited to kick the season off, especially with GT3 Sunday. Then Tuesday we go dirt racing, and then back to asphalt racing Thursday. But I'm excited.
All right, Henry, you want to finalize this off here with your thoughts?
Oh, I'm pretty much excited because it's been a while since we all been racing, so it's been good. Nice off couple months, but I'm more excited to get back behind the wheel, especially in Daytona.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Especially in Daytona, and then especially and then after we go to the dirt track, my favorite track of all time, Volusia.
Henry, you flipped the schedule a little
I'm
bit.
sorry. I'm
You
sorry.
gotta
I'm
go in
sorry.
order.
I'm sorry. No, he's right. He's right. They do start evolution. Go ahead, Henry. I'm sorry.
And then kick it off in the Xfinity at Daytona again. It's gonna be fun. Just kind of nervous. That's it.
Yeah. No, I agree. You know, I personally have I got kind of tired of iRacing. I took the month off up until like literally this past Wednesday when I hopped on, did a C fix and all that. I just league racing just wasn't very fun. I ran so many different leagues. I don't know, I probably ran 10 or more leagues this past year, and just looking back at it, it makes me I can kind of gather all the ideas together and piece together for like what can work do, to try to be the better, like have fun, but still like a competitive nature and stuff. So I'm excited to see if if there's some people who have some doubts about like league racing, people who are like, ah, league racing kind of sucks or whatever. I hope that we can be the solution to a problem and provide like a good experience for everybody and make the next few months a fun one. So,
And
on that note, Josh, you have a comment?
Yeah, I was just gonna say with that, I mean, I think it's a good idea to look at what we think all three of the series will provide, and seeing as we do have one series in each discipline except for Dirt Road, looking to include that soon. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody, a little bit of something for everybody to kind of to spice up everyone's league racing, and I think it's a good way for us to get a lot of cars into the league, a lot of different drivers from all different disciplines, and really open up the door to some new competition.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Dirt Road, that'd be exciting. God, if we could do that.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess we'll start off, trying to figure out what do you guys think that each series will provide? We'll start off with the GT3 series, because that's the first series coming up on Sunday, right after that NASCAR Cup Series Championship finale. So obviously the GT3s last season, we struggled to kind of establish the road series, and last year we seemed to really get its take off. Bringing back the sprint races, running like a full 12 race season with it. I personally have the expectation that we might be able to see some new faces, and I feel like the sprint race format is only going to become more popular. Maybe people will enjoy it more. I don't know. I really enjoyed it last year, but I don't think a lot of people who were more casual to the road racing scene really like understood it, and even the diehards really didn't understand it either. They're like, "Why are you doing a sprint race for GT3?" But I think it really worked out. I think that's going to be the most exciting feature we have to bring up here in the GT3 series. So, Josh, I mean, what kind of expectations do you have for GT3s?
Yeah, I'm sure I agree with you. I think that the season of experience last year will get some people understanding of what we're actually providing here, and what the sprint race format is actually going to look like, as well as some strategies that you could be using in the sprint races. Because I know last year there was a lot of strategies being played that ended up deciding the championship. So looking back, that could impact the way that the series kind of turns out this year, and I'm really excited to see how the new drivers take on the sprint system and how everyone drives it will be. And I'm curious to see, what kind of controversy can be caused by that, and fighting for spots and all the different challenges that a sprint race brings. Paul, what are your thoughts on it?
I gotta go exactly what you were saying. I think the sprint races are definitely gonna put some strategy in this. Like I said, I mean, I think we'll see it pretty quickly at Daytona, seeing um during the sprint races who has a better advantage during the races, and I think it's gonna set a lot of people up being like, okay, these guys are better in this part of the racetrack. How can I get better? And I think the sprint races are definitely something that's going to help people, but also hurt some people because I feel like there's also going to be that kind of thing of, am I pushing too hard in this corner? And they start backing off a little bit. I mean, we saw it multiple times last season where we saw favorites running up front during the sprint races, not run up front during the regular races because people figured out how to capitalize on it. Um, I mean, I'm excited to see how Daytona, on the road Atlanta, and then Road America go for first three races. I think it's going to really determine how these sprint races work out.
Henry, your thoughts? GT3s?
Um, to be honest, my thoughts, uh, it's my thoughts really. It's let's see if how it goes. Just go along with the flow. Hopefully, there's a lot of like probably close battles this year than last year. Everybody splitting up. You know, and then you have some. You got the people who's in the back trying to catch up. They're pushing, but you know they can't catch up, and they spin out and everything. So that's basically my thoughts. It should be fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, Dirt Late Model Tour. That's next up on tap Tuesday. As Henry mentioned, we go to one of his favorite tracks, one of his home tracks too, Volusia, and obviously, I'd say Volusia is one of my more one of yeah. Sorry, I'd say Volusia is one of my favorite tracks because I don't know. It's a fun track. It's a big track. In official races, that's like the dirt track I've won the most at. So it's always kind of fun to go there. And then just in general, I feel like last season's dirt season was really good. Points battle was close all season long, and I mean, you know, depends on who shows up this season and all that. But I feel like from even just from last year this year, I understand the dirt late model so much more myself. And I feel like, that could go for some other drivers too who want to run that dirt late model tour. There's a chance that they finally understand the late model a little bit better. And so guys are getting faster and hopefully we have a better season. Josh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I remember from last season, we started off at the Charlotte Dirt Track, and I think we got something around 36, 40 cars,
42.
and I 42, yeah. So that ended up being a bit um, unkept,
Yeah,
I
let's
guess
not let's
is
not do that again.
probably a good word. So I'm hoping we'll see some more clean racing, especially at the start of the season. I know through the season last year it got really, really good and a lot tighter, towards the end of the year with the racing and the sportsmanship of all the drivers. So I'm hoping with the new recruits that we have this year, it'll be a lot better in that aspect. But I'm sure that, even if race one isn't the greatest, I'm sure that it will, rebound better for race two and then race three and on through the rest of the season. So I'm really looking forward to see what that brings. And I think Volusia is a very good track to start off the year. I think it's one of the raciest tracks in the schedule, and it's always fun for me to drive. And Dirt Late Model is always a good car, so I'm looking forward to driving that as well. Paul, how do you think about it?
I think it's a great way to start it. I mean, like I said, And actually, you said it too. It started off season great. We kind of lost some people, but I also think there was some people causing some issues that need to be dealt with that were dealt with throughout the off season. I think we, as admins and owners, sat down and really went through the drivers list, made sure we have the right decisions here. I mean, I think we got to realize that we have three different types of racing, and we're giving everybody the opportunity under this league to race in three different things. And some people are good at dirt, some people are good at road courses, and some people are good at asphalt. I'm not good at dirt or road courses, but I think it's more of just we're giving people the opportunity to go out there and race different things, and especially a dirt league that I definitely never showed interest in. But I'm excited to go out here and race number one, two, three, and every race I can make to go out there and sling some dirt with some people. But I'm excited. I mean, like starting off with Lusa, we'll go off strong. Then USA, I expect race two to have a lot of people because well, USA is a free track. But I mean, I think we have a great set of 15 races out of us.
Henry.
Um, I'm more excited. I'm more excited to just start driving on dirt again because it's been a little bit, and it should be fun. And it's like how you guys said, Volusia is one of the raciest tracks, so it should be super fun. Hopefully, not a wreck fest like dirt track of Charlotte. So it's basically my take on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be a good race regardless. But speaking of tracks like Volusia, um, let's take a look at the schedule for this season and see sort of the prominent races. Starting off with the GT3 series, of course. We start off with Daytona, as we talked about, but then the following few weeks are at Road Atlanta, Road America, Circuit of the Americas West, Sonoma, and then we have our international swing going through the Red Bull Ring in Austria, Spa, Nürburgring GP, followed by Indianapolis, Canadian Tire, and Charlotte Weeks, Charlotte Roval, and the finale race at Long Beach. So, what are you guys seeing as some prominent races there, and races that you've really got marked on your calendar or not marked on your calendar?
I mean, I really like the international sweep. We got 6, 7, 8 all international races. I think that's gonna be a really good highlight. People are gonna really enjoy that. But I gotta also say, race 9, Indianapolis, first time ever on a schedule for us, road course wise. But it's also a brand new repave. So I think it's also gonna be. I mean, that track's been updated here with the last season of iRacing, and a track that we have not touched since the repave. I mean, Salt Reek for the Salt Roval. I think that would be another good race. I mean, Star Rover has definitely started a generation of rover racing, and a lot of people take it after that. And then the championship race at Long Beach, why not put it on some tight street corners?
Um,
Yeah. Go ahead, Henry. Sorry.
oh, you could go ahead, Ashley.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously the most prominent race there is Daytona, race one, right? I mean, that's
Of course.
that's the give me race. That's the only race that I will show any sort of speed within 5 seconds of Josh in all seasons. So, really looking forward to that one. Coda West is
Same,
gonna be
buddy,
fun
same.
because Coda West is a shorter road course and it's got a lot of technical turns to it. So I think that'll be fun in the GT3s. It'll be a little bit of a shorter race because it's a shorter track, and just I don't know. I feel like that'll be fun. I feel like there could be a lot of passing zones there. Sonoma's fun. I mean, we've never ran Sonoma at all in work, so that one is another one I'm looking forward to. My favorite track on the schedule is Red Bull Ring.
I
Austria.
actually agree
Austria's
with
been one of
you
my.
with that.
Austria's been one of my
I
favorite road
agree with
courses
you
on iRacing
with that.
since it got here. So super
Since
excited for that one.
I I was actually, for me, Red Bull Ring, I think it's one of like the best tracks for us because as you remember, Brayson, was you, me, Ryan Martin battling out in Mazdas.
That is true. Yeah. But yeah, Henry, what are your thoughts on the schedule?
Me, I'm to be honest, of course Daytona. Daytona's gonna be the breaking point for everybody. Of course, Mr. Josh Passion might actually win that race because pulls away from everybody.
You have them just winning one. I got them winning at least 7.
7.
Dude, he
I'm
won
not a
like
great
two
road
races
course
last season.
driver.
Let's okay, okay.
Hey,
Josh is good,
granted, one
but
of them was
Hey,
Daytona. One of them was Daytona.
exactly. Um, but I think the track everybody is mostly excited for it's Red Bull Ring, Charlotte Roble, like always, because everybody loves Charlotte Roble, and I don't know if people are going to agree with me with this, but I think Long Beach is going to be awesome. Long Beach is going to be the super racy track compared to all the other tracks.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. I think Long Beach makes for a great finale. But before we move on to the next schedule, I'd actually like to touch on something. Charlotte Week is something that WORC is introducing, sponsored by LIMEADE Media, and essentially it is 1 week of racing every Charlotte course. So in the GT3s, we have the Charlotte Roval. In the Dirt Late Model Tour, we have Charlotte Dirt Track. And in the Dynamo Designs National Series, we have the regular Charlotte Oval. So that should be fun, and it's great to see our sponsors getting involved and helping us out with creating such a cool experience. And hopefully, we are looking to make that something big. But moving on, the
Oh
dirt
wait,
late model.
hold on, I got one more thing. Oh,
Yeah.
the other
What's up,
race,
Henry?
everybody, the other race Josh Passion might will actually win. It's Spa because he does every 24 hours of Spa every year.
Yeah, well, his
I do
luck in
every
24
endurance
his
race.
luck in 24-hour races hasn't been the best lately.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
I'm
yeah.
gonna
moving on.
I was gonna jump in one more time about the
Go
Charlotte
go
weekend,
ahead,
but
jump in about Charlotte
I,
Week.
I mean, I know we got Charlotte Week, and I think it's a great idea, but I think we got to realize something too. Charlotte Week, there's something special about that. We're doing a throwback week during Charlotte Week.
Yeah,
I,
the
I,
we'll get
In
to
the
that.
national
We'll get to
series,
that in the
yes.
National Series schedule.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like,
So
Yeah.
yeah, moving on to the Dirt Late Model Tour schedule. Starts off the season of Volusia. We've mentioned it a couple times now, but that's gonna be a fun track. Then we have a little bit of a free track swing with USA and Linear, however you weirdos want to say it. I don't care. And then we have
Yeah.
the PA Speed Weeks.
oh
Williams Grove,
Jesus.
Port Royal, Lernerville. All those races being sponsored by Dynamo Designs. All the Charlotte Week races being sponsored by Lyman Media. So sponsors
I
really
did
pulling
mention
up
that.
here. Lima Land. Another free track, and then we really get into. I'd say we get to my favorite stretch of the schedule right about Knoxville. We go Knoxville or after Knoxville because we get Knoxville, and then we got Kokomo, Bristol, Charlotte, Fairbury, Cedar, I-55, and then we get Eldora as the finale. We've kind of swapped up our finale of the past few seasons. We did Charlotte, we did Volusia last season. Now we have Eldora, and Eldora is not necessarily the raciest track, but it was fairly racy last season. So I'm just taking a look at the schedule. Obviously, I've given my thoughts on some of the fun races here, but what are your guys' thoughts?
I'm really excited to be sponsoring the PA Speed Weeks. I'm glad we could put that into fruition. As a Pennsylvanian myself, it's cool to see all three of those tracks on the schedule and in a row like that. And I'm really happy to sponsor them. But besides that, I think Eldora is going to be a really good race. That the track always finds a way to put on a show, especially for a championship. If there's a close battle with points, drivers on the line. Uh, or battling for the championship, it'll be interesting to see when push comes to shove and see, especially on such a wide track like Eldora is, what drivers will be willing to do to try to get that championship. Henry, what are you thinking about it?
Um, to be honest, the PA weeks are awesome. I love Port Royal. I I like Lernerville, kind of incident during official weeks when half everybody flies off the track. But besides that, um, but I'm more excited for the Charlotte dirt track, Bristol. It's okay, but it's like normal Bristol. But I'm more excited for race 14, I-55. That is going to be the raciest track of the whole schedule.
I love I-55. I don't
I
mind
think that
Bristol
is a
too, but
great
I
track.
don't want to talk about last season's Bristol. Good with not talking about that.
Paul, what are your thoughts?
I really like the idea. I mean, like again, we're keeping a special event for late these at PA Speed Weeks, but I'm excited. I mean, we changed the championship around again. Volusia, what was a championship last year, is now race one. I like the idea that we're not going to the same track to race for a championship. We're switching it up. I mean, especially do it wise. I mean, the tracks are always changing. I mean, the track might slick off. It's great, especially do it. Um, we went into a duel last year not knowing what we were going to expect. It actually shocked us all when we realized how racy it was. So I'm excited to see it happening February 28th. I'm excited to see what happens that day. But I think I think we're not going to see a true favorite for the duel title to about race 8 or 9. I think this is going to be a close battle all the way out.
All right,
For
yeah.
sure.
So, yeah, that's the Dirt Late Model Tour schedule. Like I said, let's not talk about Bristol. Let's move on to the Dynamo Designs National Series schedule. Um, Obviously, starting out the season at Daytona, plate tracks have been a nightmare for us in the National Series. So hopefully we get that figured out. Otherwise, the racing is great in the National Series. And last season we decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit unique. We threw together we threw some local short track on the schedule. Threw Irwindale on, and that was a pretty fun race. Little too many cautions for my liking, but I feel like it was generally like a liked race. So this season instead of Lernerville, we go to Myrtle. Or sorry, this season instead of Irwindale, we go to Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is one of my favorite short tracks on this sim, so that'll be super fun. And then Charlotte Throwback Week as part of Charlotte Week. Great idea by Tyson. Homestead's the finale again. That was such a good finale last season. Such a fun race. Martinsville was not my choice. I would not have put Martinsville on the schedule in 1,000 years.
Rochester 2.0, it's happening. I'm calling it
If you
now. Put your money on it.
if you know work, you know that Martinsville has been on a secret ban list of tracks to be put on schedules for about 2 years now. It's been about 2 years. Late 2020 is when it got put on the ban list after the super late model race there, where Jay Mulder got sang. Um, he got sang away after he got a 3 out of 3. We all sang na 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 hey hey goodbye. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we all sang him away. It was pretty fun. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the National Series schedule?
I like the way it looks. I think it's good balance between tracks. Obviously, Daytona and Talladega are the two plate tracks on the
You
schedule
forgot
this
one.
season. Atlanta's not really a plate track. I don't consider Atlanta a plate track. It'll be an
It's a
interesting
play
race
track
for
now.
sure.
It's a dumb play
Mm.
track, but it's a play track.
Daytona and Talladega are two races that I think are going to be interesting to see how they go because they're very wide, full throttle plate tracks, of course. Um, we've had mixed results. I'll say I think there was some decent racing at Talladega last season, but Daytona ended up being more of a wreck fest. So hopefully we can get that figured out and you know shaped up for some better races this year. Um, I think Long Beach also on the GT3 schedule, but race 6 here in the National Series is going to be an interesting race. I've never seen the Xfinity cars on Long Beach, so I'm curious how that will work. Texas is our patriotic race. Charlotte's our throwback race. Those two will be interesting, just more for me personally to see what schemes people come up with and knowing myself what scheme I come up with. Um, looking forward to Pocono being a cutoff race this season. I think that's an interesting track. Um, as well as Myrtle Beach, because I think a short track being a cutoff race and especially a race to get into the playoffs, it leads to a lot more, contact, a lot more rough racing, and the same goes for Martinsville, especially being a cutoff into the Final Four. I think Martinsville will be a an interesting race to say the least. I'm looking to see, tempers flare and people get angry at each other, but it's all in good fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that race turns out. And I think Homestead's going to be a really great finale, considering how memorable the last one was and how all four championship drivers had a chance at the end there. It was a really good finish, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that one on the schedule again to finish off the season. Paul, what are you thinking?
I think we just missed something big here. Race 8, Charlotte Dirt. We're going dirt racing in Xfinity at the Charlotte Dirt track. I mean, that's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be great to see. But beside that, I would love to see Long Beach. As you know, it's our road course. I think it's gonna be a great race. I'm excited about Martinsville back in the schedule. It took a lot of convincing to get Brayson to let it happen. It really did. It took a lot of it. He didn't want to listen to us, but we got him to
Make us proud.
I hate that place so
so
much on
so we do
iRacing.
need to put a good race 16 on it. Whoever Ross stains it, I hope you actually are batting for a championship, not just for the win.
No, I'm gonna do it just to
Um,
do it in my race early.
yeah. Well, and an Auto Club. Love Race 5. Auto Club in these cars, fun. Multi groove, it's the best. Motor Beach Race 10. I'm excited. Short track racing. I think we're gonna see a short track. Wait, Loco Town driver Matthew McDonald get it done in South Carolina, but we'll go with that little prefix. And then Pocono. I love Pocono being a cutoff. I think it's gonna be great. 3 3 corners, and I'm gonna mess up all 3.
All right, Henry, you go ahead. And what are your thoughts on the National Series schedule, buddy?
Uh, I I actually agree with this schedule compared to the last schedule we made. Um, um, of course, I'm excited for the first race, Daytona, like how we said. Should be an awesome race. But I'm actually excited for race 14, 15, and 16 because you have 3 chances to make it into the final 4. One, you got Chicagoland, multi-groove track. And then it comes down to race 15, Talladega. Anything can happen at Talladega. The big one, you could get caught. And then Martinsville. I do not agree with this racing.
Thanks for telling me now, buddy. It's really helpful now in the process.
I think he agreed with this 6 months ago,
I
though.
got, dude,
mean,
I got like
Uh,
tag team to put Martinsville on the schedule. So for those of you who don't know, I make every admin submit a schedule. I try to go for 100% participation. Everyone submits their own schedule for each season, and then we get into a call one night. We compile everybody's schedules together, and then we color code them
wait.
based on how many tracks are picked. So Martinsville was not on my schedule, and it wasn't on Henry's schedule either.
Hey, but I do agree. To be honest, I'd rather have Martinsville or Darlington as the cutoff race.
I prefer
Remember-
Martinsville, and I think everybody will.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know what?
Martinsville will be more of a
You
spectacle.
know why?
Darling-
You know
Darlington
why-
wasn't that bad of a race last season, though.
I hit a
No, it
wall
wasn't a
lap
bad
5.
race. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
but,
bad
you
race, but
know.
Martinsville will be
But
It's gonna be a
rough.
barn burner, dude. It's gonna be a barn burner.
rough.
but I'm more excited. I'm mostly excited for race 14, 15, 16. Hopefully, one of us will be all fighting for it.
It's gonna be you, buddy.
Yeah, Henry.
Thanks,
Believe in you, Henry.
thanks.
You're gonna get it.
Probably win the popular driver award. But
Hey, I don't think
besides
that's
the
what we
point.
would, sorry, bud.
I'll make it one. I'll make it one.
Oh no.
Most popular driver?
But
I'll make it one. Henry for most popular driver. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be like
Most
the
wins this
it's
season,
gonna be
don't
like
get Josh
Napoleon
Pettis.
Dynamite, the vote for Pedro shirt. We're gonna get vote for Henry
Vote
shirts.
for Henry.
I thought Ethan Harris has a Henry shirt.
No, he does.
Ethan Harrison does have a Henry Clapper shirt.
He got retired though, so we gotta have a proper send off of that one here coming.
Oh
here
my
shortly.
god.
Proper
He'll
burial.
hang it on his wall.
But race 2 and 4, Vegas and Kansas. I'm excited. I'm not looking for Phoenix. Really don't care for Phoenix, but Kansas and Vegas, I have probably a good chance. I could say I'm decent at that track, but
Yeah, you're really
should
good at
be
Kansas,
this-
buddy. Especially 3-4.
I remember. Brent,
Especially,
we have that video.
especially Ice Car, aka Cog, that we don't speak of anymore.
Henry throttle the wreck.
Ice car at
Oh,
Kansas.
For people who
FBI, you want to tune your attention to Brace's camera? You can sell us.
Oh, no. Please don't.
God.
Please
Anyways,
don't.
moving on.
Moving on.
So yeah, that's the National Series schedule. So that's pretty fun. So yeah, next thing up here on the list, preseason champion picks. Who do you guys have as the favorites for each of them?
Oh yeah.
I don't like picking favorites because I hate to be
I don't
wrong
either.
about things. People probably know that. It's probably why
To be
people don't
to
talk to
be
me.
honest, to be honest, I don't even have anybody because I just want to see how the season goes.
I got Desmond for
you're
dirt
all
late
the-
models.
No, I was just saying Desmond too. To be dead honest with you.
If he actually
Uh,
shows up,
if
there's
he
no
shows
competition.
up.
There's no competition. He's
I'll
he's
give
raced
you-
the past 2 years.
I'll give you
Yeah.
my
What about-
GT3 champion though.
Is Chris Brown racing this year?
It should be.
Good question. I haven't really talked to Chris. I
Or-
think he is.
Because if Chris Brown is racing dirt,
Chris is
I
Chris
can't-
is really consistent. He just missed a few races last season. That's what knocked him backwards.
Yeah.
but I don't know. For dirt, if Chris Brown is racing, yes, I agree. I go with Chris Brown if he can make it to the Final Four and not miss any race.
You,
For dirt?
I-
Keystone Corner GT3, Mr. Josh Patterson himself. That's my pick.
Yeah, mine
Um,
too, Henry. I'll go with you on that one.
I got Brian Zinn.
I got
No.
I'm
Parker.
just kidding.
I got-
Brian ain't even in the league anymore. He hates us now. That dude's been
No,
mad.
no,
That
no.
dude's been mad at
If
us ever since
Parker- if
Christian hit him
Parker-
at Road Atlanta.
If Parker
I
White
remember
races,
that.
I think he'll win because he is incredible.
No, but and
I think
then
it'd be a big battle between you two, though. I think
Well,
if
I
he
don't-
races every race and you do too, it'd be a
You
great
know
battle.
what? You know who a dark horse I think is that you guys are not talking about? Duran.
Duran.
I could
Austin
see
Duran.
Oh,
That,
Good
dude,
run.
that dude's
forgot he
that dude's
did-
freaking
yeah.
crazy on road courses.
Yeah.
No, but if you get Josh Passion mad enough, he will actually go off and literally he would put a lap on the field.
I'll just tell him he's garbage before the sprint race starts and
Yeah.
see him go get
Ah.
them
You
bonus
and-
points.
Or
But yeah,
hey,
no,
hey,
I
hold on. Hey, at least we don't have the Chili Bowl where he doesn't break its wheel this time.
Yeah.
Glad we
Yeah,
have to
you
do
know
it.
what? You know what? In January, I believe the third annual WORC Chili Bowl National is gonna be a thing. I'd love to do a little throwback to the first one when Josh got stuck in the alphabet soup and what was it, like the C main, buddy? C main, D main? I don't remember which main it was. All I know is that
I think that
Honestly,
Garrett White's gonna have a really good shot to win the National Series championship this year. I think Gino could also show him up there. But there's a couple guys who I think will be good in that series. So I'm looking
know,
forward to seeing the Final Four and
I have
seeing
a
who's
I have a
really good
dark
at it.
horse pick for the National Series championship.
Who's that?
I'll let you go first.
Dimitri.
Moondros? Oh, oh no. Oh God.
I don't know why.
tell you-
I
I'll
feel like
tell
if
you
he
something about
shows
it.
up, he's really good in the Xfinity cars.
I think we're missing something big here in the National Series. And I'll tell you.
A big one
I
caused
think
by
there's
you.
somebody been. No, there's been somebody that's been under the radar here the last couple of seasons who's finally got his first win in an interesting fashion.
I know
Not
where
telling
you're
people that he's gonna get the blacks clear, but
Oh,
Jay
never mind, I
Motor,
don't know
my
where you're going.
dog horse. Jay
No.
Motor, my dog
No.
horse. He's
No.
gonna be a
No.
dog
No.
horse
No.
race.
No.
Dude,
No.
it is
No.
time to end the
no,
podcast after one episode. We have a Jay Mulder championship pick.
It's a dog
No.
horse Jay Motor, and
No,
the
no,
only reason I said this is
No. I
if
do
he
not
makes
agree.
the playoffs.
Paul.
Week
I do not
15 and
agree with
16.
you with that, buddy.
You know,
I do not agree with you with
know what?
that.
Here you go. I'm gonna give you my prediction for the Final Four in National Series. I think it's gonna be Garrett, Workman, Doran, and Gino. I think
Oh.
that's gonna be the Final Four.
Okay,
It's a
I
respectable
respect
Final
that
Four.
Final Four. I think G-Man's gonna get there.
Paul and I just had a
really
brain
do.
link. That's not good. Means I'm going
Um,
down on in life.
I believe Gino, G-Man and Gino are gonna battle it out. I think Workman's gonna get there, and I believe that fourth pick, it's gonna be someone we're not expecting this season. It's gonna be somebody that shows up when they need it the most, and that's why Jay Mona might be the guy, but it
I
could
don't
be.
know.
Yeah, it could be a Henry Clapper
Alright.
type season. I mean,
No, no,
it's been
no.
3 seasons.
What
Henry
about?
Clapper
Hold on.
trying to figure it
Hold
out.
on. What about? Let's discuss. There's a new team coming in, Viper Racing.
Yeah,
my
it is
a new
God.
I agree. Mr. Paul Granado might make it to the Final Four.
I guess we're skipping to number 6 on the to-do list. Then we're just
Yeah,
gonna
but
we're
I
just gonna go to
have to-
prominent teams.
I
We've already
have-
talked about the first race of the season. Today.
I have to make it every race at this time of my work schedule. I don't know if I make it. I have to win races.
If
Not
you could,
champions.
Paul, if you could win one race in each round, you can make it.
Okay.
He's got a
Even the
shot.
last race.
I mean, think about it. He's got Dega.
Remember, he has Charlotte, Bristol, Pocono, 3 races in the first round.
I
If he
could
could at least
see
win
Paul winning
one,
at
he make
Bristol.
it to the
Bristol-
other
Paul could
race.
walk into a Bristol winner.
It's not winning in,
I could
right?
see him winning at Dega too.
What?
But it's not when you're in your correct, Brayson. I think
Yeah.
it's not.
But if you win, you get such an advantage that as long as you
Exactly.
don't do horrible, Paul's good at Martinsville. I don't know about
That's kind of that's kind of on the that's kind of on the
Paul's
iffy
got a
side.
very large chrome horn.
Hey man, I need
that
to bump
that
when I
horn
need
is
to.
not chrome. I'm telling you, that
We,
horn is like
Not gonna
that.
be after the race, I'll tell you that.
You know
Hey,
why that
man.
horn isn't chrome anymore? Because there's so
I don't
much like
know.
random like scrapes of paint on it from all the times it's been used. Okay.
I remember a little story
Fair.
back in I think it was in Mazda days when I went into a corner and I took some like 7 people out. But that's because I just don't have a
What's
brake.
Hockenheim?
Now he
Hockenheim?
it took you like a year and a half to finally admit fault to that wreck. You blamed Josh the
You
entire
gotta
time.
remember, though.
You maintained your innocence and blamed it on Josh the whole time.
You gotta remember though, there's 2 things in life. You need a brake pedal, and if you don't put the
You need 2 feet
any
too.
type of foot, If you don't put any type of foot on that
It's
brake
funny
pedal,
that
you ain't
Mr.
stopping it,
Paul
dog.
looked
Paul,
Mr.
Paul, where
Mr.
was the
Paul
other thing?
Granada looked down at his feet and tried to
I
figure
did.
out what foot
I had to
he
remember
was
when was my
talking about.
clutch. Oh, my foot was in the clutch a minute ago. What happened, Bryson? In
All
the
right.
cross?
You need 2 feet, Paul, to win.
What are you guys' final thoughts on the season before we get started here in a couple days' time?
I'll tell you, I'm excited for the kickoff. Especially road course wise, I think our car count's gonna be amazing this season. I think everybody is in the same mood right now. I think we're all ready to get back into racing, back into a league that can handle it. I mean, we got a great admin staff behind us, and I think this season's a big season for us. I think this season is pretty much a setting stone. Like, hey, we want to see how this goes. If we're gonna run it off this, so I'm excited to see how it goes. I mean, I expect the force uh, nights in a row, so Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night, to have a lot of people. And I think we just gotta build off that, keep it going throughout the whole season. I mean, we got 17-week schedule here. It's not that long of a schedule. It's a little bit long, but not too long. I mean, there's some other leagues that go way longer than us. But I think if we can keep ahead of the game here, we'll be good.
For sure, Henry. What are your thoughts about everything?
I'm just excited to just get back and racing right now. Like I'm excited. Um, it it's gonna be an awesome season. Yeah, I could already tell it's gonna be an awesome season for all 3 series. Um, just see how it rolls. That's it. What about you, Brayson?
Wow. Somebody else besides Josh used a transition. It's crazy. Um, we're learning.
Hey man, it's okay today.
What are you learning?
Like I said at the beginning, the racing's kind of sucked. Like I got to thinking about it, like all the leagues that I run, and I'm like, I just all the different things. And honestly, part of me didn't even part of me didn't even want to run work. Like I was done with it. I was like, do we really need to run a league? Like, do I really need an iRacing subscription, to be honest?
Yes, we do.
But I got talked into it, and more I'm getting more excited for it because I realize this is kind of my chance to kind of just like run this league right and make sure, give people a place to come do stuff. I think about a lot of leagues. it you know I thought about this the other day. A lot of leagues are almost like places for your friends to do well. Some leagues are ran like that. Almost like a bias. If you're friends with the league owner, you can get away with things. I don't want that here. I've put the ban hammer down on Paul so many times, it's not even funny. I've
Yeah, our
I've
goal is
I've suspended Josh multiple times too. Okay?
done
Like,
multiple things that are suspension worthy.
yeah, my point here is like, I look at some other leagues, I think about some instances, and I'm like, dude, like I never realized how much like being a friend of the league it means something. If it was any other ordinary driver in that league that wasn't friends with the league owner, just some dude who shows up every week, they wouldn't get the same treatment. So the goal is, try to be equal in everything. So hopefully we can provide a good, fun experience for everybody and put together a good season.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a really great season. I think we're looking to do some of the best work we've ever done as a whole league. A lot of new graphics packages. Looking forward to the broadcasting on KBRN and the Gaming Chef. Looking forward to a lot of new things, a lot of improvements that we've been able to think about and improve over the years, and I think this is really going to lead up to our best season yet. So everybody for listening and watching. Thank you so much to listening to WORC Weekly, episode 1, the preseason episode, and we here um, all look forward to next week. Hope you come and listen to us again. Week 2 is coming soon. So is the work season. So join us next time on WORC Weekly. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you later.
Yeah, can we thank the sponsors real quick?
Oh, we
Yeah.
want to thank.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Henry. Do it, Henry. Let's go. Let's go. End us out
All
here,
right, go,
Henry.
Henry.
Lead us out, buddy.
We have to thank Dynamic Duos Design.
Yo, can we please put a blooper side at the end? We have to put a blooper side. That has to be.
Now
Henry,
this is
Henry,
going in.
now.
This is going in, buddy. This is going in.
Yeah.
Straight in, buddy.
Yeah, and we have to thank LIMEADE Media, of course, for our Dirt Late Model series, and we have to thank Mr. Keystone Corner for our GT series.
All right, there you go, Henry. Thank you. Yeah. So, thanks everyone for tuning in to episode 1 of Work Weekly. We'll see you next week after week 1 of work and see how things go then. Bye, everybody.
Adios.